First of all, thank you so much for your for accepting this encounter with I would say the European, French, Parisian fans, and you've got in front of you the best of all. Okay.
Thank you so much. Okay.
So I will have a few questions to ask you. First, regarding the past, the present, and for sure the future.
Okay.
You're okay. So, Mr. Bataan, could you please tell me what is your link with the neighborhood, with the block we are meeting today?
Okay. Actually, when people want to meet Joe Bataan, I ask them always to meet me here because this is my roots. It's like you in Paris, you have your favorite street. This is my street. This is called El Barrio. And in Spanish Harlem, this is where I grew up, where I learned music, where my heart is. So it gives me a chance to always come back. And I see the people in the street, and I found out for a long time when a person gets stagnant with their music, when they have no fresh ideas, is because they moved away. So they get stale, right? And for a long time, I'm stale, living in Mount Vernon and swimming in a pool maybe, and I come down here maybe once a year. It's not good. You see, the difference is that a successful musician always returns back to his roots because that's where the pulse of his heart is with the people. But if you leave the people, how are you going to know what the people want? So that's why every chance I get, I say, meet me here.
Okay. I imagine that. Okay. So, could you please tell me how your youth inspired your music?
My youth?
Yeah.
Well, I've always sang. Actually, I wanted to be an athlete, like similar to your football. In soccer, we didn't have the hair, but I wanted to play baseball. Like Jackie Robinson, famous first black African American to break the color barrier in the United States. But I was too short, so I never got to play ball. So my second step was music. And I love music. But my family was poor, so we couldn't afford an instrument. So I had to learn theory and everything else by self-taught. I taught myself. Ear training, all of that I did in the hallways in my neighborhood. So before I could sing, I had to learn harmony through my ear, right? And that's what allowed me to make songs, differently than the conventional person. Un flan.
An espresso, actually. Thank you. Okay. So you learn music by yourself?
Yeah, I taught myself. I listened to
friends.
records like you. I listened to records and the radio. And after a while, I read a lot of books,
Okay.
Because, as a kid, I got into trouble. Yeah. So they sent me away, and while I was away, I studied music.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. And what were your main influences?
Well, main influences was Frank Sinatra, Frankie Lyman, Nat King Cole, George Gershwin, Cole Porter. It was different people. Judy Garland, Patti Page, Sammy Davis. My music developed its own style, right? Because of me having a broad spectrum of listening to all types of music, then Joe Bataan's style developed. It followed. So it wasn't completely Latin, it wasn't completely black, but it was from everybody. Right?
Okay. And what is your best memorable encounters, musicians, or it may be musical or not? What are the best encounters?
Encounters? Well, I think last year I sang in Disneyland near Anaheim and Honda Center. And the people were not prepared for what Joe Bataan was going to sing. And normally I sing my regular songs, and everybody likes them, okay, fine. But I interjected the Lord's Prayer, right, which is very special to me. And you have to have a lot of courage to do that song because people came there to dance and boogie. They didn't want to hear nothing about a prayer in the middle. And then I stopped the whole show and I did the Lord's Prayer. And I asked everybody to light their cell phones up. 18,000 cell phones lit up the whole stadium.
Wow.
And God was in the concert.
Okay,
so that's one of my all-time moments.
That's your best souvenir.
Yeah.
Okay. And can you tell me about a few artists of your generation you appreciate or did appreciate?
Yeah, well, of course, Frankie Lyman. He was like Michael Jackson back then when rock and roll started in 1957. Then there was Johnny Ray.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know, this generation might not know Johnny Ray, but he was one of the torch singers of the day, where he drove the girls crazy, and he was just phenomenal. And of course, Frank Sinatra, with his style of singing, he never sang like on the beat. His style was so unique and his voice so tender that it engulfed you. You had to see what else this guy did. And he didn't have a high soprano voice or nothing. He was a baritone, the high tenor. And yet, he made a great impact for many years.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, besides him, I guess Judy Garland.
Okay.
Watching her in films from The Wizard of Oz and A Star Is Born, she just does a lot to me. Barbara Streisand, the same way. Those spellbound, they leave me spellbound with their performance and their voice and their range.
Okay.
And it goes on and on. Of course, there's so many people.
And speaking about the Latin scene.
Oh, the Latin scene with Tito Rodriguez, definitely.
Tito Rodriguez.
Yeah. Joe Cuba with his beats and his band. Eddie Palmieri with his new ideas. All of these guys were big influence on me. Even Hector Rivera, because it was his songs and Joe Cuba's songs that made me think that I could do the same thing or better. In English. So they were very responsible for me.
Okay. And now speaking about the present, what are your favorite young artist projects today?
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Exceptional. Exceptional guy. And he's part Filipino, like which I am.
I know that. So, Bruno Mars.
Yeah, I'm proud of him. Because
you can.
Yeah, he's such a talent on that board.
You know him?
No.
Personally?
No,
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
One day we'll meet. And of course, Tito Nieves.
Tito Nieves.
Yeah. Band leader. He's very, very, very talented. Also. Aside from that, there's a lot of artists, a lot of them that I don't really know their names. Of course, the young man that did Happy is terrific.
Pharrell Williams.
Yeah.
Pharrell Williams. Okay.
What he did with that song is unbelievable because that's everybody's dream to find a song like that that everybody loves, and that's what I'm looking for.
Magic.
Yeah. That song will last for 20 years.
Okay. And one more question. What is your vision about Europe, France and Paris, precisely, musically speaking?
Well, I hope to make an impact in Europe like I did in 1980 when Rappo Clappo was one of the biggest songs throughout Europe. I've reached certain heights, with Afro-Filipino and different other songs, but nothing like Rappo Clappo. So it has to be something new, something genuinely happy that people understand, universal language. So you must have the universal beat, you must have the universal language, and you put all these ingredients together with a group like 70, and you got history again.
Okay.
So history can repeat itself. And what give me such a great thrill is that I'm like in my third chapter of my life. And here it's young guys like you and Setenta that if I could do something and make something happen, that would be a dream come true.
For us too. What is your, so far, what is your favorite Joe Bataan album and your favorite Joe Bataan song?
Okay.
So far.
So far, well, I think one of the best albums I ever did was Singing Some Soul. That's a song that has My Cloud, Ordinary Guy, The Prayer, Crystal Blue Persuasion, Cowboys to Girls. It was classically done because the musicians that played on there were all-star musicians. And is when we were trying to capture the Motown sound, and we did it with a little label like Fania Records. And to this day, that album still sells. So it's some of my best work done on that album. But of course, I have a lot of favorites.
Okay, so Crystal Blue Precision.
It was on that album, yeah.
Okay.
It's
one
Singing
of my
Some Soul,
too.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Would you have a kind of advice to give to the Latin soul musician in Europe?
Of course. Spirit. They must believe in something bigger than this world, right? And to me, that's the Lord. Health. You must take care of your body because without your body, you can't do anything else. And knowledge. You must learn something every day. Because if you waste your brain, it's criminal, right? And if you don't learn anything, you can't do the other things, right? So you just be a bobo. So spirit, health, and knowledge are the three ingredients for success in my life.
Okay. And what are your projects? What are you dreaming about?
I'm dreaming about having another record label, a Latin soul record label that takes different musics and mixes them. I'm looking for new ideas, starting a system, a Joe Bataan system, where it includes marketing, record company, booking agent, films, movies, you name it, anything that has to do with entertaining. I still believe that there's time, even in my twilight. You know, I've been almost 50 years in this business, but I feel like a youngster. I'm always alive. I always have this energy, and I thank God for giving me that. You know, so that's what I'm looking for. Those are my projects, what I want to do. So I want to do my life story because I believe it should be told to help other young musicians know what I went through. And then I want to put that in film, and then I want to write the book.
Yeah, a very good project. Okay. What else? Thank you very much for these words. I'm very touched. Okay.